Welcome to our podcast, Inspiring Living with me, Mark Candelaria. I'm an architect, blogger, traveler, chef, father, and husband. I'm the founder and now partner of a fabulous 25-person architecture firm specializing in high-end residential architecture, designing amazing homes across the country. We have hosted tours to Italy, Spain, and now Napa over the last 20 years, and in the course of all this, I have met a lot of interesting people who truly inspire me. Our podcast is about all the opportunities that are right there in front of us to inspire living. Yes, we will talk about architecture and design, but every week we will venture into all sorts of topics that will inspire you, teach you, and motivate you to inspire living every day. My guests will include a wide gamut of amazing people, from those in the design industry to clients to real estate professionals, chefs, artists, sports figures, and philanthropists, and people who just flat out get it. Sit back and enjoy, and let's have some fun exploring all the opportunities that are there just waiting for us. Please subscribe and get ready to be inspired every week. Okay, as my dad says, here we go. Okay, we have a fun podcast today. I tell you, we are live. We are at the Phoenix Home and Garden VIP tour, the tail end of a long day. My day started in the kitchen. I was actually out on the grill doing a pork roast on the smoker at 7 a.m., making pozole, and we served up quite a bit. There's not much left, actually. So we've had a fun day, and I'm lucky to be sitting here with the editor-in-chief of Phoenix Home and Garden magazine, John Roark. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Mark.
This has been probably a heck of a week for you.
It's been a big week, and it's been a big day, but it was a huge success, and now we get to just relax and enjoy some great Candelaria food and chat.
It feels nice just to sit for a second.
It does, actually.
And I have not sat this whole dang week. And we had the paella thing on Thursday night, and we had Cook for Clients last night that came over. You've had dinner at my house.
I have had dinner.
You know how that rolls?
I was bragging about that this morning, actually, at the brunch. I said, I don't know if you've ever had dinner at Mark Candelaria's house, but I have, and you got to experience his food.
So we had 16 people over last night, and they emptied out at about 12:30 last night.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that was after my Thursday night extravaganza of the paella. So I am on fumes, man. It's all good, no complaints. This has been so much fun. So tell me about the tour. How many years have you guys been doing this now?
This is our 26th annual
26th.
tour. Yeah.
I think we've been on it. I think we've had homes at least maybe 10 or 12 times.
I would say, yeah. It's certainly, I've been there. This is my fourth tour, and you were part of the game long before I was. Yeah.
So I think we're the only ones that cook, though, on the tour.
By far, yes. You are, hands down, yeah.
We did make paella one of the tours. I think
that was my first one.
Yep. Yeah, and that was a beautiful house in Silverleaf.
Yep.
And this is a great house because this is a whole house remodel.
This is a fantastic house.
Yeah.
And it's a great party house as well. Just open and indoors and outdoors and different spaces to sit and talk and gather.
Right. And it's funny that you said that, because that was really the impetus of this whole redesign. The house wasn't set up to do what we're doing tonight.
Right.
And that's what they wanted to do.
Right.
And so Isabel and I were talking about it earlier. It was just so fun to watch this place come alive and work in the way we had all envisioned it.
Yeah, Isabel and I were talking about that earlier as well, and she said the exact same thing, and that's got to be so rewarding just to see it being used as it was intended to be used.
So much fun. And the homeowners are so nice to open their house up.
Oh, my gosh.
Right?
Yeah.
So how long have you been editor-in-chief now?
I've been editor-in-chief just coming on. It'll be a year in December.
Right.
I've been with the magazine for 3 years.
3 years. And you were originally from Denver.
I was born in Chicago, grew up in Denver, and I've been here in the Valley for about 24 years.
Yeah, when we were having dinner at our house, we kind of got into our old Denver past.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny that our paths didn't cross then.
I know, yeah, exactly.
I'm sure glad they have crossed now.
I am as well, yes, and I'm glad they crossed here.
Yeah.
It couldn't be a more beautiful setting.
Yeah. So any takeaways from today's tour?
You know what, we had a lot of great input from the attendees. We have so many people who come back year after year. A lot of people plan their vacations around this. I talked to people from New York and Nebraska.
Yeah, I talked to
Chicago,
a beautiful couple from Houston.
Yeah, exactly.
And Albuquerque.
One of the things, I mean, as I mentioned, this is I think my fourth home tour, and we see so many of the same faces year after year, and they're just so excited to come back, and we love that support. We love feeling that love from them. And we've kind of ironed out some of the bugs that we've had in the past. We try to keep everything in proximity so that people have time to see everything. We've added some special things like this tonight, moving the VIP event to the to the evening is fun. Having some surprises along the way
Sure.
is fun. Just to and to mix things up. And we had a great variety of styles, architectural and interior design.
I heard that
styles
from a
this
lot of
year.
people, and it was really well received. I think a lot of people love the diversity of styles, and I heard you even had like a townhome.
We did, which we've never had before.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
there's so many people that live in townhomes.
Exactly. And this one it's in the Biltmore area, and
Nice.
it's like you walk up and it's like, okay, it's a 1980s
Yeah.
Biltmore
Right.
townhome, nice enough.
But
And
then you go in.
You cross that threshold, and it is such a heart attack because it's not at all what you expect. It's the interior designer is a bachelor, and it's this beautiful, rich, masculine bachelor pad in a dark color palette, and just spectacular.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of diversity. I think it's kind of fun to end up with some food, though, at the end.
Oh,
like this,
gosh,
isn't it?
yes.
You started at Royal Palms, is that right?
We had brunch this morning at
Yeah.
Royal Palms, so our team started at about 7 a.m.
Wow.
And while you were
putting the
cracking eggs and frying chicken and
Whatever I was
whatever
cooking.
else was in there.
Yeah.
And then we had this beautiful brunch there, such a beautiful property.
Yeah.
And then people had time to just guide their own course throughout the day, take their time at each individual house.
Yeah, so you
and-
can mix up the order of the houses that you see,
there's
right?
there's no set order. It's just you're on your own.
Right, and if you want to take a little break, you can go take a little break and then
Exactly.
hop back on the tour. And
Yeah.
No, I think it's a nice setup of how you did. I know
Thank you.
Isabel and her crew did the whole tour today.
Yeah.
And I know they had a really good time. We're also, Isabel and I are really happy and honored to have a beautiful home in the current Dream Homes issue you've got on the
Yes, you
newsstands
do.
right now.
Yes, yeah.
Quite a house.
Yes, that house, I visited that house with Isabel after you told me about it. And yeah, I've never been in a home that has its own bowling alley and shooting range and racquetball court and beauty.
And horse arena.
Yeah, all that's missing is like its own food court.
That's what we said. You just need a grocery store.
Yeah,
You never have to
pretzels,
leave.
pretzels, and yeah.
So what other things you got coming up now? With the end of the year, the holidays?
We're just now putting together our January issue.
Okay.
And that is our before and after issue, which is always
great.
a fun one. And this house that we're at today is going to be featured in that one.
Yep.
And
so
then
we were just talking with the homeowner is we'd like to reshoot the outside because everything's grown since we
Yes.
shot the outside
Okay.
before.
All right.
So we're going to reshoot it for you
Okay, perfect.
and
Yeah,
get some
that'd be great.
some better afters.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, just the outside. The inside didn't change, but the outside, the trees grew.
And I love how you have the different like the pour photos in every
Yeah,
room.
that
People
was
are
fun, wasn't
loving
it?
that. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
So we've got that coming up for January, and then February is our art and artists issue.
Oh, nice.
So we're not only featuring Valley artists who are making their mark, but also homes and homeowners who have significant collections of artwork.
Excellent.
And yeah, that's always a fun issue for us.
Well, we were in that issue, I think, this last year.
Yes, you
Yeah.
were. Oh, that one. Oh my
There's some
gosh.
amazing art, right?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, incredible. And then let's see, March is our annual Masters of the Southwest issue.
Yeah.
And
It never ends, does it?
No, it doesn't. And you're one of our masters, of course.
2005.
2005.
So I'm coming up on my 20th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple more
exactly.
years, another 5 years, but
It's
that'll go by fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that was a real honor to be in that issue back in 2005. That I don't know if you remember. That was the one where I sat on the fireplace.
I remember
mantle.
that photo. Yes.
Yeah, people still.
Yeah,
tell me
I
about
think
that.
I was going through back issues, or do you have it on your website?
I think it's on our website.
Okay, because I
possibly.
saw it somewhere else as well, and I
Yeah.
thought, God, that is so Mark.
Yeah, either pop up on top of mantles or in fire or in bathtubs, or you never know where I might pop up.
Exactly.
So, but no, we love working with you guys.
Oh, likewise.
Your crew, as
Absolutely.
I mentioned tonight, are just always so wonderful and friendly. Bobby takes
Thank
great
you.
care of us. And
Yeah, we have fun.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't we have fun at what we do?
that's the whole deal, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So at some point, I want to get you on the podcast, and we're going to talk about your career and how
Okay.
you started from Denver and got all the way here to Phoenix Home and Garden.
It's
Okay,
a long and strange story, but I would love to share it.
well, let's do it. Well, thank you so much, my
Okay,
friend.
thank you,
Great
Mark.
event tonight. We're really
Thank
honored
you.
to be a part of it.
Thank you for being part of it.
Okay, from John Roark, I have got a very important person who played a major role in this project. My wife, Isabel, with Earth and Images Interiors. She did, obviously, all the interiors here, hon. What did you think of tonight's event?
It is so nice to see this house in action, to see it how it was intended to be lived in with this event and all these people enjoying all the areas and
It's exactly what we talked about
exactly.
when we were designing this, because the house had none of that before.
No, none of the views. It's so light and bright now, and it just flows. People have been flowing in and
yeah.
out all day long or all
right?
afternoon.
And I know this project's real special to you for a whole number of reasons, right?
Many reasons.
You got a little emotional on me as we were standing out in the backyard this afternoon.
Well, for lots of reasons. Number one, I'm crazy about Dan and Jenny.
Oh, yeah. Such nice people.
And they were so fun to work with. And
Open up the whole house.
Yeah, open up the whole house. And she just has such a fun sense of style. Using all these little animals on the draperies, the owls in Dan's daughter's room on the drapes, and then the fun Schumacher fabric in the great room. I mean, it's just playful.
Well, and I think what's wonderful for you is the relationship that you and Jenny had in doing this. I mean, you had so much fun. I remember pulling it together, and you'd come back from the meetings, you were so juiced up, and it's like you were so
just
excited.
Happy. It was such a happy house to do.
Right. Doesn't that make a big difference?
And then the happiness is just continuing, and we're still friends, and we love seeing them when we have time and when we all have time. So, yeah, it's really neat. And then, of course, your firm won the remodel Lux magazine.
Lux magazine, yep. We won the
award.
best remodel in this whole region of the country. So that was pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
But you went through some pretty rough times during this project.
I did. I can't remember. Was I almost finished though with the house? And
they finished the house 3 years ago, so it's 19. So it's 2016.
Yeah, so they were already moved in. They were living here, and but I remember when we had the Lux event here. It was
that's what I'm thinking of.
I think it was. I don't remember when it was, but I was like either going through radiation.
Yeah, that's what
or
I'm thinking of.
So it was just really neat. First of all, that you won the award for such great design, and
I
know, but
it was
it won for
everybody.
architecture.
Yep.
But the team did such a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was just like this event. I couldn't have done this whole event by myself. You know, I mean, look at all the people that helped us all the way through. And
we each have our part. I mean, you have a whole committee now with people who just make things pretty and bring all the brochures about the trips and talk to people, and
makes a big difference.
I know my team was putting together brochures, and we, had those all over the house. And
yeah, well, this has been quite a week, hasn't it?
It's been a busy week. Are we going to completely collapse tomorrow?
I'm already collapsed. What are you talking about? I sat down in this chair.
I thought we still had one more place to go.
Well, there's actually two tonight. There's the Odysses have something, and one of my clients, the Fencels, have a little party going on tonight too. So, yeah, who knows how long this night's actually going to go. So
I don't know.
It's only 6 o'clock. So
Why do I feel like it's midnight?
Because I think we shoved 2 weeks into this week.
I think maybe 2 weeks in the last 3 days.
Yeah, in the last 3 days. I don't know if I'm making paella or pozole. I know it starts with a P, but I don't know which one it is. I'm all confused.
Well, I was saying you were making pozole and proposals, and then at 4 o'clock you were gonna switch to pozole and prosecco.
It's been a P kind of week. I did paella, pozole, proposals,
prosecco.
Oh my gosh,
right.
Crazy, huh?
Crazy week. But
next week's a lot calmer.
Yeah, not quite as much.
Not quite as much.
I mean, this is a big event.
So
right?
we got some fun projects on the boards, though, don't we?
We really do.
Some amazing stuff. We got a cool project we're starting in Tucson that's about ready to break construction. Our good friends that we did their house in Desert Mountain, we're about ready to get started on that project.
They're going to Hillside this week, right?
Yeah, that's going to be an amazing house. So I work with everybody, but it's no mystery. I love working with you.
Well, I love working with you too.
Right?
We kind of see it the same, I think.
Well,
we have the same aesthetic. We want it's team effort. We want the clients to be happy. We want it to be easy.
Yeah.
Neither of us have big egos when it comes to our work, so.
No, we kind of see eye to eye on so many things. You get me kind of out of my little norm bubble, which I like, and then I go
because I like color.
Yeah, I love how you love color, and you're so brave with it. And I'm just like, wow. And then I'm looking at it and the design, I'm like, oh, I don't know how that's. And then I look at this house with the pops of color, and it's just spectacular. I mean, I just love it. It's so energizing.
It's energizing.
Thank God I needed that today,
but it's still earthy.
Yeah, well, it's earth and images, see?
Well, I mean, but the house is earthy.
Yeah. So,
Like it's grounded. It's not
It's
just
grounded.
wild. And
but I always tell people I like the love that you and I infuse into our projects.
it just keeps going too.
Right, the energy. That's what we talked about, remember?
Like today, I'm as in love with you, and I'm as in love with this house as I've ever been.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of love going around.
I do too.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, this is a great project. I don't know if we can find Nika. Maybe Nika will.
You
type
know what?
in.
They were tired.
They
I
were
mean,
tired.
it's Saturday.
I know, we're winding down.
We had a long week, so I said you guys should go home. So
Yeah.
they just left.
They just left.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're winding down. We had a great evening. It's beautiful out here right now. It's kind of twilight. All the lights are on. I can still smell the pozole, but they're cleaning up, putting everything away, and it was a fantastic event, huh?
I loved it. I saw all the houses.
You went on the whole tour,
Yeah,
didn't
I
you?
did the whole tour.
What
It
did you
was
see
great.
on the tour that kind of caught your interest?
I mean, just really, they were all so different and
I heard
really
it was
well
a neat
done.
townhouse job that John Roark was talking about.
Very cool. It was all black, basically.
Huh.
Very moody, very Manhattan,
Yeah.
just completely out of the norm from what we would normally see here, and
Nice.
really neat to see that.
I heard there was a real diversity in styles with the different.
There was like a
houses.
mid-century modern one, a Mediterranean one that actually had stone on the inside, kind of mortar washed. It was really light and bright. So I was excited to see that because I feel like we're on this track to bring Mediterranean back in a light and bright, fresh way. I'm hearing that more and more from people.
We're getting a lot of projects that way. We call it Mediterranean.
That's right. That's
Yep. That's my little moniker.
your
but-
moniker. So
But it's happening, I think.
yeah, and there was a Arcadia, farmhouse elements, but not overdone. Some
Mhm.
brick and just very cool house.
Nice.
That I think Mike Higgins was the architect.
There
on
you
that
go.
one.
Yeah, Mike
So-
was here and John Gurley was here. They both had
Mhm.
beautiful houses on the tour. I don't know if they're still here or not. It'd be fun to grab them if I can. But great tour there. Phoenix Home Guard does a good job at this, don't you think?
They are just, the magazine is just incredible.
Yeah, it's really, John Roark's
I
done a
mean,
great job with it.
it's really just fresh and
Yeah.
not revived that it was ever needed reviving, but there is a freshness to it that I'm really enjoying.
Totally. Great energy, and I think, John just brings that energy to the publication.
He does.
Yeah,
He's
so-
always fun to see too. So
Yeah.
nice.
We had him to dinner a few weeks ago, and that was a lot of
I
fun,
hope we
wasn't
do
it?
that some more. I liked him.
I think he enjoyed it. I think he stayed almost till midnight, and
Mm-hmm.
him and I sat there, and we just kind of, relaxed, and we were watching the videos of some of our projects, and he was just enthralled. He just loved it, so it was neat.
It was really neat to enjoy that night with him.
Well, thank you, my dear. Great job on this
Thank you.
one.
Same to you. Good. Great work to Damon.
Yeah, we mentioned
Damon
Damon.
Wake and Nika finished this off just beautifully for
Yeah.
us. So big thanks.
Yeah, Damon did a great job with this. This is one of his earlier projects, and I was just really proud that it did win the award. And him and I have got some amazing projects on the boards and some in the field, and he does a great job. He's, excuse me, a very hard worker, and he crushes it. And Nika's the same way.
Yeah.
And they work together on several projects right now, and it's fun to watch the two collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's a good thing.
lots of good things to come, more tours to come, more
work.
more photo shoots to come.
More pretty things, more parties,
More parties, more cooking, more pozole, more
more
paella.
elevations, more master schedules, more plumbing selections. It's all good.
It's all good.
Happy.
Happy. All right, babe. Onward and upward. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get everyone on this podcast. I have got the singer who did the singing here tonight, and her husband, right?
Yes.
It's Jolie Renee.
Yes.
And you do all kinds of things besides singing, from what I heard from our conversation tonight.
We do. We have a band called Mayberry Blues.
There we go.
We
and
do-
you were fabulous tonight. Your music was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much. We had a blast. We had an absolute blast.
Isn't this
Everyone made
fun?
us say, well, it was great.
And I love where you guys set up. I think that was perfect.
It worked really well.
Worked really well. So tell us a little bit about your group and what you and your husband do. And I know you do tours too.
We do. We have our little band, which is just the two of us. So we do classic rock and blues. We do jazz, country, whatever you want. We can do the classic standards. We just enjoy singing together. But we also have a tour company called Rojo Tours.
Tours. I love
Ron
that.
and Jolie.
I
We spliced it together. And if you want to call it Rojo for the Red Rocks of Sedona, that's cool too. But
So you take people all over, though. I've heard you say Santa Fe and Albuquerque and Sedona.
we do. We have we just have a standard tour that we do. We pick people up in Phoenix and go to Sedona and up to Jerome and Cottonwood and that
How
kind
many
of thing.
people do you take?
We have a maximum of 10. We want it to
Okay.
be intimate, boutique experience.
I know what you're talking about.
And some folks really want a private tour. They don't want to travel with strangers. And
Right.
it's great for families.
So you're real
or-
flexible.
Yeah, we are.
And
You can design your own. We can customize
Any time
something.
of the year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you just name where you want to go. You kind of put it together. And very, very nice. And then singing. How often do you guys sing and perform?
We're singing tomorrow at
Are ya?
Javelina Leap Winery in Cornville.
Good.
we
Cornville's
love,
fun.
We love the reeds in that winery. Yeah.
Yeah.
As often as we get gigs, it's our favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
It's our idea of a good time.
I play the piano, not as good as you guys do.
I
but-
heard you sing as well.
And I like to sing.
We were
yep.
hoping you'd come up and grab the mic.
I did grab the mic and gave thanks to everyone that
Yes,
helped.
but
so that,
we were
that was
hoping
good.
you'd sing for us.
Yeah, I didn't have quite enough alcohol in me tonight to do that. But there's always a future now that I know you, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, I love how you guys perform. We're going to probably have you at some of our functions because I think it all worked together. It really complemented everything really nicely.
Wonderful. That's what we had hoped.
So how do we get a hold of you?
You can call 618-562-1057, and that'll hook you up with Ronnie Lee, my husband.
Okay.
Or you could go www.rojotours.com
Nice.
or www.mayberryblues.com.
Okay. Are you on Instagram or any of that stuff? Or?
We are on Facebook.
There you go.
And let's see. We don't have an Instagram yet.
Okay.
We have a Rojo Tours Instagram, but
There
no
you go.
Mayberry Blues yet.
All right,
so.
we'll find you. Well,
Okay.
great job. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
so much. Appreciate your help.
All right, you bet. All right, so I've got a good buddy of mine, another fellow architect. We go way back. We go way back into the George days, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, a lot of good times. We're both members of the ARA, which is the Arizona Residential Architects Club or group or whatever you want to call it. But we have a lot of fun with that too. So, everyone, we're in the same business. Yeah, we're competitors, but you know what? I run into this guy at the Village. Not that I run into the parking lot. I should run into him while I'm in the gym, but sometimes I make it in, sometimes I don't. But we've known each other a long time.
The Village is the gymnasium, really. So we need to clarify that because
Exactly.
the Village, we are Village people. I
We
guess,
are,
right?
right. So, but you do great work, man, and I admire you. I think of you more as a friend than a competitor. I don't think of you as a competitor. I've had a lot of people come to me and say, you know what, we're busy right now. Talk to Mike Higgins. He's a great guy. I think we have a lot of respect for each other, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
And so you had a house on the home tour today.
I did.
Tell us a little bit about that house.
The house was renovation in Arcadia, and we did this for the Baca family, a great family. And it started out as a mild renovation, and as so many projects happen, it morphed into something much bigger.
Yep.
And once they got the renovation costs back and found out that they were stuck with 8-foot ceilings in a lot of the rooms,
Right.
and a giant price tag,
Yep.
and the builder told them for 10 to 20% more, they could tear the whole thing down and start fresh, and it would go faster.
Yep.
That's exactly what they did. So it kind of morphed.
Yeah, and I always, there's so many jobs that hit that threshold where it's like, okay, do we tear it down or do we build new? And, I think over the years we've probably both gotten good at just sensing, like, I know this is going to be smarter just to tear this thing down. It's always hard. It's an emotional thing for the homeowner to physically tell them that,
It seems to be kind of a process you have to go through to kind of figure out that they just paid $1.3 million for a
Right.
vacant piece of land, and a lot of people don't want to believe that, but depending upon what they're doing to it,
Yeah, and
it
how long
can
they're
get
going to
there.
stay there. If they're going to stay there 20 years, well, then it probably doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Yeah.
And then I always tell people that, if you do a remodel and let's just say you put another $1 million into it, when you're done, it's still a remodel, right?
That's right.
It's still a remodel. So
you don't
I
want
always,
it to look like a remodel, though.
You're trying not to, but sometimes you're stuck with the 8-foot ceilings, and you're stuck with some of these things, and sometimes I see that, that $1 million you put in, you're going to get 85% return because it's still going to be called a remodel when it's done. Whereas if it's a new build, every dollar you put with a great architect, that value is going to be worth a lot more.
Yeah, you gotta go far enough to make it worth the while, I guess. And,
Totally.
Sandra Baldwin called it once. She's a realtor here in Phoenix. She called a renovation one time a seamless renovation, to where you can't tell if it's been renovated or not. So that's what we all strive for, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So your wife and you are wonderful people. I mean, I run into you all the time. I wish I had more time. We always talk about that. I know you guys have come over for dinner at ARA with the whole group at the house, and we got to do that again this coming year.
Yeah, that was a great time.
That was a great time.
You lived up to your reputation for the paella.
Yeah, I've been making a lot of paella lately. But we have fun with the ARA group, don't we? I mean, I think it's kind of neat to have a group of architects that all get together.
It's unique,
It's unique, right?
I was a little apprehensive in the beginning about, do you market yourself with all these other top architects, really the top architects in the valley?
Yeah.
And do you do that? And it's turned out to be a really wonderful thing,
Right.
And what we've found, I think, is that there's enough work to go around.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a big city, and so much going on in the city right now, isn't it? I mean, it's crazy right now, don't you think?
Yeah, it's feels like 2008, but I don't want to jinx it. So
it's been feeling like 2008 for a long time.
It has, and it's going good.
Yeah,
a lot of people moving here. The more natural disasters they have in California,
that's crazy over there,
the
isn't
more
it?
popular Phoenix gets. So,
yeah. I mean, I'm just amazed at how much work there's going to be over there. I mean, I'm trying to figure out who's buying the houses that are being left. I mean, they're selling to move here or other places. Who's buying those houses?
Well, most of them are buying burnt down houses right now.
Yeah,
with
crazy.
all the fires and stuff they've suffered through over there. It's been terrible. But
How
there's
long
a lot
have you
of
lived
vacant
here?
land. So I grew up here in Tempe.
Okay.
And since '68.
Yeah.
The family was in. I was born in Missouri and then moved to Syracuse, New York for a short time, and then my dad pulled us out here in '68.
Right.
So I grew up here. He taught at Arizona State, and then. I graduated from there with an architectural degree. He was in education, but all my family's an educator. I'm the black sheep of the family with the architecture degree. But always, I grew up playing in all the houses that were going up around me and stuff, and just always loved construction. And found out that I couldn't build somebody else's design after working with George.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
I couldn't rationalize why things were the way they were, so I figured I had to be an architect at some point.
Yeah. Well, we had some good years over with George, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, when you were, I can't remember, were you there working with us when we were in the old house on 24th Street?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was Christensen Miller at the time.
At the time, okay.
And
So you're way back.
I was a renderer and a model builder.
Yeah.
And, whatever else they needed done right at the time.
Yeah,
so
it was fun times. Long time ago already. We're getting old.
we are the old guys.
we're the Georges now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
God, I remember when I
Embrace
first worked with him, I was like, I remember how I just think, God, he's old, and he's in his 50s.
That's what the young guys say about us now.
Yeah, I know. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, great job. So any takeaways from the tour today? Did you see all the other houses? Because I didn't get a chance to do that.
I didn't. I've been in some of the other houses already on other tours and stuff.
Yeah.
And the R.J. Gurley house,
Yeah,
the
he does a good
mid-century
job.
modern. Yeah, it was impeccably done. And John Polzel was the architect there. He's a
Okay.
great architect.
Yep.
And hadn't been in some of the other houses, but one of them's on, I think it was the rest stop today.
Okay.
That is Frank Azami's got the listing there,
Oh,
and so
okay.
that is something I can see later. But
Yeah.
you did a wonderful job here with
Yeah, this
this
was fun. We had fun clients.
Spanish Colonial,
Yep.
and your project manager did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining me. I knew you were a little. I think you thought you were going to be on camera or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well,
This is a lot easier, isn't
yeah,
it?
podcast.
We-
no
we're,
problem, man.
we're faces for radio, dude.
That's right. That's right. We got the face for radio.
Well, thanks so much, buddy. We'll see you around.
Yeah, thank you.
All
Go
right.
Denver.
Go Denver. Okay, so I'm going to finish this podcast with the home tour today with our homeowner, Gini O'Malley. And I'll tell you what, she hired us, and we started brainstorming on this project. And what did you think? First of all, I want to say thank you, because this was one of the best home tours we've ever done. I mean, I'm serious.
This was a great day.
Wasn't it a
Yeah.
beautiful day?
Yeah.
And people were so nice.
People were lovely
Yeah.
and gracious,
Yeah.
and a lot of people,
Respective.
respectful, and a lot of people, you can tell they have a lot of respect for you.
Oh,
and
thank you.
Isabel, which is terrific.
Yep.
But anyway, when this project started, I knew, your reputation preceded you. So we knew, Dan and I were, expected great things, and you did not disappoint.
Well, good.
So we would sit down at the table. I mean, it's like
We designed the house here at the old house.
Yes, we sat down at the big farm table,
Yep.
and it would be you and Damon
Yep.
and Isabel. And what I remember more than anything is we had put together, Dan and I, share, common taste, and we had pulled a million magazine pictures and
Yeah,
circled with
I remember
Sharpie what
this.
it was. And what you guys did was you took which I thought the brilliance, I mean, there were so many brilliant aspects, but you guys took what we, we had a vision, but you honed our
We
vision.
honed the vision,
And
yeah.
it was like, it turned out that what we wanted was a transitional Santa Barbara house.
Yeah.
And that was what it was. And
yep.
and what I'll never forget is sitting there at the table. So Dan, me, you guys, and you bringing in drawings and then sketching upside down.
See?
Just like this upside down sketching of like the beams that turned out brilliant
Yep.
in the great room, and those moments. And there really never in the process was a tense moment or a cross moment. You guys were fabulous to work with, and that's what I remember about this project. And we love this house. There isn't a day that I'm not grateful for this beautiful home.
I think what Isabel and I were talking about earlier was, we talked so many meetings about how the home would work and how you'd entertain, and today we actually saw it happen
Right.
live and in person.
Right. And we have a lot of people here. We entertain here a lot with either family, friends, and the house flows and works perfectly for
So
that.
you've done a lot of entertaining here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we had a wonderful dinner on this table right
Our
over here.
paella on the grill night.
Oh my God, that was so much fun.
Yeah, so we entertain here. Dan and I enjoy it just ourselves together. We sit and plop every single place that there is here.
Yeah,
We love this house.
and there's different venues and different experiences, right?
Right.
And I love your garden off the side on the
Yeah,
north
it's
side
going
of the
well.
house.
Remember when we talked about that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's
Uh-huh.
in a good spot, I think, because you can access it so easy
It's a
from the
kitchen
driveway,
garden.
and
It's
it's
a
right
kitchen
off the
garden.
kitchen. But no one really has to see it if you don't want them to,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I think that's a mistake. A lot of people put it into too prime of a spot, and a lot of times it doesn't look good.
Right.
But-
Because there's times of year that you're ripping things out
Right.
and things are not
So
good.
that's a working garden.
It's a working garden. So it's got the two extra, the two
Yep.
outside raised beds are vegetables and herbs and stuff. The middle one we keep flowers just for the color because
Right.
it's pretty.
And
out
you
the
love
window.
to cook
I cook.
a lot.
Yes, and Dan grills, and together
It's a perfect team.
we are a good team.
Yeah, and that's kind of how Isabel and I roll too. I do a lot of the grilling and the fire, and she's in there with the veggies, and
Yeah.
it's a good combo.
Yes, it's a great combo.
Yeah. So when you cook, one thing I noticed today, and I remember when we were designing this, is your chopping block island. I mean, the
Yeah.
whole island is your chopping block.
It is a working kitchen, which is what's great about it is that the kitchen looks nice and it has an elegance to it.
Right.
But it also is
Real.
homey and warm and real, and we make good food in that kitchen.
Yeah.
So you chop right on the block, which
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to live without that.
No, I think what I like about it is it has integrity to it. It's
Yeah.
like, this is who we are, guys. Love it or leave it.
Real people live here.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So then you like color.
I like color.
Right?
That's true. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
one thing that Isabel has kind of enlightened me to is color. I mean, I was always kind of a neutral dude,
Uh-huh.
but she brings in these splashes of color. And when she started working with you, she loves you, by the way. If you hear the podcast, you're gonna hear that. But you probably already knew that anyway. But
No, Isabel was great to work with that way because she picked up on that, and so we had fun with each other because she could pull things out. I think that she wouldn't necessarily have been able to show to somebody else, and I'd be
Right.
like, and she would know when she just hit like a winner, like
Right.
the fabric in the great room, family
Sure.
room there. It was like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love that, and she would know when I was going to love it.
yeah, but I'll tell you the thing that I notice is, I'm now in the course of working with her over these years, I see all of her work, and what I see in this house is it's you. It's not her.
Exactly. So that's what I think is really great is that she
Right.
knew I was going to love it. So
Right.
she could find what somebody else was going to love and hone in on it. So
Right.
it's not that she has one style
Right.
that works, but she worked.
She
really,
taps into you.
She taps into you, which
Yeah.
is a really
Yeah,
nice
that's-
thing. She
that's-
doesn't have like one way. This is what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what it was fun is I loved watching this whole project evolve over
Yeah.
time. It was,
Yeah.
It was really cool. So thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
This is the best
great.
home tour we've ever had. And I think we've had 12 houses on the tour. This is probably one of the most memorable house tours.
Well,
I've
it is
ever
for
had.
me because it's the only house tour I've ever had. So, all right. Thank you, Mark.
Great job.
Thanks so much.
Okay, so we're going to wrap things up here. We're cleaning up, and I've got two very special people with me here tonight that have been with me this whole week. It's been one hell of a week, hasn't it?
You know what? It has, actually. Yeah. It hasn't been a hell of a week.
We've had our ups and our downs,
Yes, we have, Mark.
but mostly ups.
Mostly ups.
And we finished on a big up.
We did. This
Yeah.
home tour was awesome.
Awesome, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. We had when did we start? It was last Sunday at Phyllis's house.
At
up in
Phyllis's
Desert
house,
Mountain.
we had a tailgate party.
Tailgate party,
You made 7,
racks of ribs.
yeah, and
Yep.
they all devoured them like
Those babies
within,
were gone.
like so gone.
Yeah. So we did that. That was Monday. That was Sunday.
That was Sunday, yes.
Then what did we do?
And then I didn't see you Monday or Tuesday. Oh, and then Wednesday we prepped the paella for
That's
the
what it was.
expressions.
Yeah. So we
Gallery.
made 4 paellas that night on
Yes.
Wednesday night. We were up till midnight.
Yeah. You were up till midnight. I was
Yeah.
up till,
Well,
know.
you guys had to leave.
Yeah, we had to leave because, certain situations happened.
Yeah, things happen.
Things
Wow.
happen.
Things can happen fast, can't they?
They totally can.
Your
Mark.
life can change in a second, can't
Your life
it?
can change so quick. It's not
Yeah.
even funny.
That's what I tell people. Say, hey, just enjoy the moment. You know
Yeah,
what?
be
'Cause
present.
Your life can change in virtually 30 seconds.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It really can.
So that was Wednesday. So then Thursday we got going. We made paella for 300.
We made paella for 300.
Yeah.
And
little
you had
cups
like
and-
a whole introduction. Like you had music
yeah.
and
And you got to meet Mark Tarbell, an
I
Iron
did.
Chef,
OMG.
right?
OMG.
At the time, you didn't know he was an
I
Iron Chef.
absolutely did not because I love serving people. So
He was just another guy.
yeah, he was just another guy.
Until the next night, I told you who he was.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh my goodness, what? I got a selfie with him, which was totally cool. 'cause
Pretty cool, right?
I got a selfie with Mark Tarbell.
Yeah, that was a fun night.
It was, and you and I are totally like you and I mesh so well together, and I helped you, and I saw how many people absolutely admire you, which was awesome. And I mean, I knew that I admire you because you're basically like my dad.
It's fun.
But
I love it. I mean, you guys know how much I love the two of you. I mean, you guys have made this so much more bigger than I can do by myself. I mean, we really amp it up. I mean, it's like I always say it's 1 + 1 + 1 = 5. You know? I mean, we can take the three of us and it's like 5 people.
you know what? Yeah, but I also like the dynamic that we all three have, just
Right.
because
The energy.
the energy.
Yeah.
And we feed off of each
And we
other.
have fun. We don't take, I mean, things go wrong all the time.
I don't think people realize.
No. But we call audibles and we go, okay, let's just do this now.
Or-
And we go, oh, that's cool. Now
Yeah.
let's do it this way next time. You
Yeah,
know?
or you'll have an idea and then you're just like, I don't know how to do that, but can you figure it out? Like
Yeah.
yesterday. And it was great.
Yeah, the little lemon dessert thing.
Yeah, which was so much fun
Those
to
were
do.
good.
Thank you.
Those turned out really, really well.
Thank you.
Because I love clients like this. They bring me wine and
They take care
This
of you.
is
They keep
great.
you hydrated.
this is awesome. So
Yeah.
So that was Thursday night. Then last night, which is Friday night, we had 16 or
16 people.
16 people
Yes.
over for a client dinner,
Yes, we did.
and that went till midnight. That was yesterday.
Yeah, and you served chicken.
2 roasted chickens, a whole thing of roasted veggies,
Yeah.
and then you made that great little lemon dessert.
Yeah, but then you brought out the
Oh, the big.
big tray,
tray
which
from
was such a
Daruda.
hit.
Yeah, I had never used that thing.
Well, I'm so glad I posted it on social media and everyone liked it. Everyone
Yeah.
was like, "When can I get an invite?" And I was like,
Get in line,
I-
baby.
get in line.
Get in
There's
line.
money."
That line's getting long.
It really is.
Oh my god.
And then that was good.
That was Friday night. That was last
Friday,
night. And
yeah.
I was up at 7 putting the pork butt on the smoker. That baby smoked all morning.
which was so good.
And
Mark.
then I threw it in the Instapot.
Oh, you did?
You had to tenderize it. I put it in the Instapot for an hour.
Okay.
And that thing just fell apart. I mean, it was perfect for that stew.
It
Got
was
that way.
so good.
The chickens, I cheated. I went to AJ's and got 2 rotisseries and just took all my aggressions out and tore the shit out of those things. Yeah. So that felt good to kind of tear a couple chickens apart.
Yeah.
But I think the pozole was a big hit tonight, don't you think?
Yes, I will say my personal favorite was the green one.
I tend to like the green too.
I tend to like the red. I usually lean more towards the red.
Yeah.
But the green was, it was
Really good.
The flavors that you combined.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too flavor profile, but it was awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Is there any left?
Yeah, there is.
Good.
You
So
can-
I do get to taste it then at some point.
I mean, you have so many. Well, actually, you don't have any leftovers from yesterday, but
No.
you have leftovers from today. And then there was a full paella leftover for the people
Home
at Expressions. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they enjoyed it. I know Isabel's person, Chris, from her office, took a nice big pan and
He definitely
we
did.
advised we advised him to put an egg over the top of it the next morning, which I heard he did, and he goes, that was amazing. So
But let's go to that night. Mark Tarbell, he comes up to me and goes, how do you think the paella was? And I was like, honestly, it's the best. So then when I eyed him, and when he tasted your paella, he looks at me and he goes, yes, Maxi. I was like, I told you. So yeah, it was good.
yeah, it's that makes me feel good when Mark Tarbell says
When Iron Man.
Your paella is kick ass. I'm like, okay, God, that's good.
Yeah, so it was good. Let's talk to Rob.
Yeah, Mr. Rob is always helping us. He's our audio guy.
I'm the silent guy in the background.
Yeah, here you kick butt. He usually has to chop onions and make bread and toast bread for us.
Hey, I just know my role and I just stick with it.
But you've been filming us, and you've been kind of photo documenting what we've been doing, and
Yeah, a
that's
little
gonna
bit.
be. I can't wait to see what you do with some of this stuff.
I know it's gonna be fun. Just to look back, I think after whatever it's been 6 months that we've
Yeah.
been capturing things and see where we started at and where we're at now.
Yeah, who knows? We've been talking about this food truck a little bit.
It's
Been
true.
kicking it around.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a lot of fun, don't you? What do you think, Maxi?
I think it would be such a great idea. I mean, I could just welcome everybody and just, it would be great.
And we could just have random locations that we'd pop up.
What would you make though, Mark?
Well, I would. I'd probably do like just random things. Like one night is pozole and one night is paella. And
Well, because what is your favorite thing to cook?
well, I like cooking paella because it's not that hard. At least I've got that recipe down so well.
Uh-huh.
And when people taste it, it's such a unique dish that a lot of people go, "What is this? This is so different than anything I've ever had before."
Yeah, I kind of like that idea, just like a dinner party in a truck, right?
Yeah, and it's just different. You don't know what we're gonna, but we put on social media. Guess what we're making in the kitchen and the food truck today.
Yeah.
And where are we going to show up? You don't know. You
Don't
know?
know. Might be your doorstep.
Might be your doorstep. Yeah. So who knows? So anyway, I don't think we have any cooking next week, you guys.
We don't.
I don't think so. And
I
I'm off
don't-
to Italy the week after that, and then it's Thanksgiving.
And
so.
then it's Thanksgiving. I just want to say though that I'm so honored that you even allowed us in this podcast, but also honored that you trust us enough to welcome us into your home, but also welcome us into your client's home, because I think that's
Well,
an
have,
honor.
You guys have been a big hit. I mean, I've had clients call me after the fact and say, "We want Rob and Maxi to come do this or do that." So you guys make a great impression on people. I think one of the great impressions you make on me is how well you clean up. I mean, we have these damn parties that go till midnight. I walk and I just leave the party and go to bed. I was like, and I wake up the next morning and the kitchen is spotless. I can't tell you how much that's worth to me. Right? Yeah.
Aw, thank you.
We need to get that on.
Well, no,
There's no camera.
but I also think it's because I'll say it. Rob and I love people,
Yeah,
and
no,
we love
it comes
serving.
through.
We love serving people, and we know that they like food, but we also respect and cherish everybody that we serve.
Yeah.
So if that comes through, that's awesome, because that's our goal, right?
Oh, and that's part of all three of our values. I mean, I think all three of us value that aspect of life more than the pozole or the food or cleaning up. It's like,
Yeah.
it's the people,
It's the people.
right?
It's the people, and so memorable. And when I see them like at other events, they're like, "Oh, hi, Maxi," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Hi, I remember
You two are very iconic. I mean, it's like you guys are 3D cartoon characters. You guys need little cartoon character
Oh,
drawings.
jeez.
Maxi and Rob.
I have gotten nicknames I'm smiley to some of your clients.
Oh, see?
So apparently I smile way too much, which is
No.
not a bad.
That's a good problem to have.
So
Way better than the alternative. Let's put it that way.
so yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. So great job this week, you guys. We survived it.
Yeah,
The home tour was great.
it was awesome.
We had
This
a lot
house
of
is
fun.
beautiful,
House
Mark.
is amazing, isn't it? You know the before and afters?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we'll probably put the video on. We'll put a link to the video on the story notes here, so you can check it out. Okay.
Awesome. We look
So-
forward to spending time with you because you're like family to us. So
Thank you. Well, we've got a lot of family things coming up. So get ready.
all right.
All right. Well, that's it from the Phoenix Home and Garden VIP tour. We survived. We survived the tour. We survived the week. It was a great, wonderful tour. Amen, baby. We'll do it again next year. Ciao for now. Okay, I'm back at Casa Candelaria. It's actually Sunday now, the day after the home tour. And I'm just closing this podcast out. We had a great time. I really want to thank Gini O'Malley and Dan Quigley for hosting the event. They were so gracious, and it was really a fun day. I also want to say a special call out to my project manager on this project, Damon Wake. It's actually his birthday today, Sunday. I know you'll be hearing this on Monday, but just wanted to say happy birthday to you, Damon. Great job on this project. I know the homeowners mentioned it several times. I know you had to leave for another function last night, but I just wanted you to know that everyone raved on and praised on your ability and what you did for the project and how it all turned out. I know it was the Phoenix Home and Garden Tour, but we also won a Lux Red Award for Best Overall Renovation in the region. And so I think I went to New York City to get that award a couple of years ago. So it's definitely a fun house. I mean, a house that, I think is just super comfortable. It's not over the top, crazy details. It's just a home you want to sit down and put some pozole on the stove and relax by the pool and play cornhole like everyone was doing today. Yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Well, that wraps things up. Thanks so much for listening to our podcast. We're getting some great comments, great feedback. If there's anything you really would like us to cover or discuss, fire us off an email or instant message. I love the reviews. We've got a great rating. And again, if you subscribe, make a screenshot, send it to us. We're going to pick one person to go to Spain on our 2020 Candelaria Design Tour. So definitely get on board for that. I'm off to Italy next Sunday with the Brombo Window Company, and we'll be doing a podcast along the way from that trip. We'll be broadcasting that in a couple of weeks. And so we have some interesting content coming away between now and the end of the year. Trust me, we've got some good stuff coming. So stay tuned, and thanks again for listening. See you next week. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed our podcast. We encourage you to write a review, screenshot it, and share it with your friends. Please instant message it to me and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We thank you for listening, and we look forward to sharing more insights to inspiring living next week.